with Dr. Cornel West. Steve Adubato at the NJA convention. We are speaking to Dr. Cornel West, and we're gonna date ourselves because this interview will air after. We don't know what's going to happen. There's an impeachment inquiry going on. There'll be a vote, and it seems to me. We'll date ourselves. But let me ask you this. What does, in fact, draw you? And we don't know where Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or anyone else is going to be. What draws you to, dare I say, a Bernie Sanders?
Oh, I mean, the thing about Brother Bernie is that he has a longevity of integrity, that he's a thermostat, he's not a thermometer. You know, most politicians are thermometers. They want to check and see what the polls are before they really utter their convictions. Whereas a thermostat...
So, you actually get this where you see a lot of politicians actually doing this. They are more, oh no, I don't want to actually upset my voters. I don't want to actually respond to different things, and I want to respond the right way to different things instead of actually instead of being a leader. A lot of politicians, they're followers. A lot of politicians will actually follow what other people actually says instead of going and making sure that they lead and actually work to speak towards different things about what they believe. They follow. As if you not know, this is talking about the upcoming election. And as you saw on the date, this was recorded in the November. But let's listen to Brother West, Dr. West, Professor West, talk about how politics should be ran.
Thermostat shapes the climate of opinion. It doesn't just reflect it. He's been a thermostat for 40 years. So that he says what he means what he says. Most politicians don't do that.
Is he let me ask you this. Is he, quote, too far left to be elected President of the United States, in your view?
I think that if we follow the polls and see what people are actually yearning for, which is security from domination, a wonderful phrase by Brother Jeff Stout again, security from domination, which is not just a matter of policy. They want to live a life of decency and dignity, and they want to get some distance from the insecurity, economic, political, and so forth. Now, I've got disagreements with Brother Bernie. I mean, you know, we debate all the time.
Reasonable people disagree.
Absolutely. See, I'm a jazz man. Jazz man, I don't want unanimity. You know,
that bores you.
Yeah, and you know, I come from a black people. Our anthem is lift every voice. It's not lift every echo. I don't want people just part of an echo chamber. You got your voice. Your voice is like your fingerprint. My voice like my fingerprint.
Unique.
We unique, singular. We raising, we bouncing off against one another. But for Bernie, it's a question of integrity. It's hard to find politicians these days.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up...
So, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the shit that I'm talking about when you speak with Cornel West. It's never about he states it's good that I'm black and this is my heritage, but it's never about, it's just our voices. It's never about, oh, well, you know, the hatred is against us. I mean, like, God damn, when you want to hear somebody that's pro-black but pro everybody else, that sits back and says that, hey, look, let's help us all out in a great economic future. This is what we're talking about. This is exactly the person that I'm talking about. Let's continue. And the fact that, let's continue.
Genuine integrity.
I'm sorry for interrupting. We're listening to Dr. Cornel West. I'm going to ask you this because you have, along with some others, but you've been a leader, not just in the African-American community, but in this country, talking about President Obama.
Absolutely.
His tenure and his legacy.
Absolutely.
Which, in your case, talking about him, has not always been pleasant and positive.
That's right.
What is the problem, in your view, with the Obama presidency, and what are the ramifications of it? Loaded question. And what the heck does it have anything to do with Donald Trump being president now? I know I just asked.
So, and you just hear this interviewer This man is sitting down and talking with somebody who's diametrically opposed to how he fucking looks. Like, obviously, and I'm gonna make the joke that Dr. West literally looks like Frederick Douglass's grandson. I'm sure we've heard the comparisons, but even down to the suit. And we're gonna go into this video about the suit a little bit later, and I'm gonna get to some game. And I actually just had a video that was rendering that I wanted to make sure that I got. It's finished, but we're gonna get to that. But Dr. West literally looks like Frederick Douglass's grandson with the glasses. Like, I don't know what to say. And he has some of the same rhetoric about all of us working together and being better. God damn. But it's never about just a leader in the black community. It is a leader in all communities. And goddamn, it's not like, damn it. Okay, so I'm going to actually say this. Cornel West never actually hides his blackness. He never hides the fact that this is my history. He never hides the fact that this is a history of the world. He never hides the fact that he's a Christian. But when you listen to what he speaks, if all Christians was like this man, damn, we wouldn't have a problem with Christianity. But let's continue.
Rule, I asked 3 questions at once, but go ahead.
But that third question about the backlash, there is an element of real backlash.
That?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. We're talking about a slice of our fellow citizens, not vast majority, but a slice of our fellow citizens. Enough to make a difference.
That's right.
Absolutely.
In key states, but go ahead.
In key states too. But no, you see, my dear brother Barack Obama, he and I started very closely together. I supported him in 2008, supported him in 2012, actually.
In Chicago.
The 65 events in 2008, no, all around the country. We started in Iowa and ended up in Ohio the night before. Well, what happened was I told him from the very beginning I was going to be a critical supporter. You see, because, my calling in my lane is to try to tell the truth and be free. A politician's lane is not to tell the truth and be free, it's to get elected. So when we first met, I told him, I said, what is your relation to the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and Ella Baker, right? That has to do with poverty. It has to do with mass incarceration. It has to do with foreign policy and not dropping bombs on innocent people and so forth. So when he brought in the Wall Street folk and bailed out Wall Street rather than homeowners.
2008?
2008.
8 and 9?
When he had the meeting in March of 2009 with the CEOs from Wall Street and said, I stand between you and the pitchforks, but I support you, I will protect you, and not one Wall Street criminal went to jail, and yet mass incarceration is still expanding on the ground with poor and working people of all colors, disproportionately chocolate, and when they continued to drop those drones in Afghanistan and Pakistan and Libya and Somalia, and they knew they were also killing innocent people. You see, just as a Christian and as a person, I had to go at him and say, look, that is wrong,
told him, sorry for
brother.
interrupting, Dr. West, you told him directly what...
See, and that's, oh, God damn it. You can be pro everybody without dispersing your color, without dispersing your identity. You can be pro everybody. What did he just say in his video? He literally says, poor and working folks went to jail versus the Wall Street bankers of all colors. He did actually mention the disproportional rate of non-white people. But he is actually saying in this video, saying that, yeah, it's hurting all of us. All of us. Not just one or two. And I don't know if I'm getting chats. It doesn't look like I'm getting a chat. Let's see. Not just one or two. It's hurting all of us. It's hurting all of us. So, let's continue. Let's continue.
you thought.
Yes, I did.
You said before listening is important. Being open to other points of view, that's important, particularly for a leader. As a student of leadership, I'm fascinated by the role of listening to others.
Yes.
Was President Obama listening to you?
I think initially he was, but he got disproportionately influenced by the Wall Street people, the Tim Geithners and Larry Summers, who were so tied to Wall Street at that time, and Brenner, who was tied to the counter-terrorist policies of drones and what have you, and trashing the whistleblowers when it came to surveillance, Manning, Snowden, and so forth. So I had to be true to my own calling, which is to tell the truth, no matter what color the president
And
is.
him being black.
That's exactly the shit that I'm talking about. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, cool. Sorry about that. But that's the shit that I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is why, like, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you calling out somebody on them being, if you're calling out on somebody for them being wrong, that's the fuck that you should actually do. That's what you should actually do. Sorry, guys. I'm actually trying to do some things while I need just a fucking better PC. I need a fucking better PC. And if I'm skipping a shit like that, let me know. Okay, cool. I got my chat up and I'm trying to make sure that I need a fucking better. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't miss anybody through chat. All right, cool. I got my chat up. So let's continue.
You don't even sit there and go, at no point do you say, you know what? Our first African-American president, incredible historical significance. Let me back off a little bit. You don't think to yourself a second?
Well, no, what I did was I always salute his unprecedented symbolic significance as the first black president. That's an indictment of white supremacist ideology and practice. I always give him credit. I love his brilliance. I love his poise. We miss that now with Trump, no doubt about that. But when it comes to Wall Street allowing the unaccountability, back to our issue again, when it comes to drones, when it comes to surveillance, and it took him too long for me to talk about the new Jim Crow. It took him 7 years before he had any moves against the mass incarcerations.
So, I mean, like, you hear this. You hear, like, am I the only one that hears this shit where it's just like, it's talking about how, shit, hope I don't crash. I hope I don't crash. I'm sorry, guys. I just, like, have a shit computer. I'm trying to actually share something with somebody. Hold on, guys. This is like my day off and I'm trying to do so much shit. All right. I sent it. I had to send a video to the star. I had to send a video to my star as my most.
नहीं ले वाह
Wrong thing. Sorry about that. I had to send a video to my most to my recent guest on my channel. And if you want to actually see it, check it out. But let's continue.
Whereas when it comes to our poor and working people, you got to hit that head on, just like you got to hit the schools.
Do you think he ducked it? Let me ask you this, and
He
then
ducked it for political reasons.
Do you think? Okay, let me.
Strategy.
So you think if he did that too early on, you think he thought, listen, we're doing a lot of, trying to figure out what's up. That if he had done that, that there were too many white Americans who said, wait a minute, hold on, is that right?
I think so. I think it's not just him, but that's how politicians think. They've got to be very calculating in terms of what they do and what they say.
That?
I can respect that within the context if, in fact, it's still moving in the right direction. But
and this is one of the things that kind of, you actually see where it's the difference between being a public figure that speaks towards the efficacy of the way we treat each other, a public figure who speaks towards just the overall communal increasement of the way that we improve society overall. This is the difference between somebody who has an agenda of making sure that everybody succeeds versus being elected. But let's continue.
my calling is not to be strategic. We're in different lanes. You see, we got different lanes. My calling is to try to be a truth teller and a witness bearer and pursue truth given my own failures and falsehoods.
Not to win.
It's not, well, I want to win in terms of making sure the issues are visible and the people's humanity are accessed.
That's winning.
That's a certain kind of winning.
We'll go back, because the last part of the question I asked is, what do you think President Obama's presidency, Barack Obama's presidency, had anything to do, if at all, Dr. West, with Donald Trump being elected president?
No, I think that there was a slice of our fellow citizens who got the impression that black people were running things and they didn't want to be in a situation where black leadership was dictating their destiny. Now,
so notice he said slice. Notice he didn't say all white meat people. Notice he didn't say that it was a majority. He said it's a slice. This is diametrically opposed to the way that other people actually fucking put this message out there towards, oh, they're all just racist. Oh, no, God damn it, no. You never want to just sit back and say, this one person is bad, this group of people are bad. You never want to scapegoat, because what happens when you scapegoat, eventually, that scapegoat gets run out of town, and then they're looking for another scapegoat. But let's continue.
Now, the irony was Obama's leadership was tied to Wall Street, tied to military-industrial complex.
Pretty white.
He didn't say too much about race. Remember, he wouldn't say too much about race. And I would say over and over again, I'm not talking about race just in terms of skin pigmentation. Race is about integrity, honesty, decency, generosity, and the humanity of people who have been hated and dominated. I would say exactly the same thing if we had a black supremacist civilization and white brothers and sisters have been enslaved for 400 years, or enslaved for 244 years, Jim Crow for 100 years, and you got white bodies hanging from trees where you had black fight, then you got to be in solidarity with the white brothers, because it's a moral and spiritual issue.
By the way, as Dr. West talks about this, do yourself a favor, go on our PBS website. Dr. Gates.
Henry Louis Gates.
Work.
Yeah,
Henry Louis Gates, really important work talking about the lynchings that went on in our country after the Civil War, and the museum that is dedicated to telling that part of the story.
Brian Stevenson.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, that's brother Brian down in Montgomery.
I saw that interview. Let me ask you this in a couple minutes we have.
So, I mean, listen to this shit. Listen to this. It's not about just one particular genetic expression of melanin phenotype. It's about who's oppressed. Shit. Why? 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 For real. Just why? Why? I don't get it. Why? But let's continue.
My when it comes to race and our ability to talk to each other.
Yes.
Openly, honestly, with respect, as opposed to who are you with, Trump or not?
Right.
Are you here or are you here?
Right.
But I'm not saying Trump is all about race. What I'm asking is, how hopeful are you, Dr. West, that we moving forward can have meaningful, respectful dialogue without all the vitriol and hate? Loaded question, I know, as we finish up.
No, the thing is, we've got to first begin with ourselves. Are we willing to make sure we revel in the humanity of other people even when we disagree with them? To give them the benefit of being right or wrong, recognizing we can be right or wrong, and then pursue the dialogue together.
As opposed to demonizing them, they must be bad people if they don't agree with me.
That's right. No, that's not, and that's just not true, because all of us have various kind of blindnesses. All of us have various kind of shortcomings and myopia. And to the degree to which we think we're pure is a degree to which we're just reproducing the myth of America ourselves. We're so innocent. So you got a lot of liberal self-righteousness out there.
Liberal self-righteousness.
Oh, yeah, they look down on the working people, look down on conservative people, think that somehow they've got access to a truth, and these folk are just ignorant. That's innocence, too. We were criticizing the innocence at the beginning. All of us have failures. Try again, fail better. That's Samuel Beckett. Try again, fail better. All of us have certain elements of failure built inside of who we are. The question is, can we accent the best of who we are? Because all of us have some real potential.
But I tell you what, you still sound optimistic to me.
Well, I'm full of hope, not optimism. I'm a prisoner of hope, but not optimism.
So here's the thing, and this is the shit that I'm talking about, and my video actually just rendered, so I'm about to start fucking playing the game. This is the shit that I'm talking about. It's just like, you actually hear this shit, and it's just like, it's not a situation where, it's, God damn, it's not a situation where you have it like, oh, we're gonna hate everybody, we're gonna hate this people, we're gonna hate this group of people. It's, you know, fuck. Like, let me see if I turn this shit down on my end. Sorry, guys. Turn my volume on my TV down. More of a traditional thing that I do right now, right? But you never hear this thing. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, shit, we gotta stand up for all people that are oppressed. And you actually just hear him. He just said that conservatives are not some stupid group of people. They may be misguided in the breakdown of the information they have. But for you to sit back and actually say, well, they're stupid and we don't need to listen to them and we need to leave them in the dustbin of history. No, that's not what you do. That's not how you address a situation where you feel that somebody is wrong. You fucking help them. You fucking teach them. And you fucking make sure that you can reach a hand out to them instead of smacking them around talking about, oh, you're stupid. That's that neoliberal bullshit. That's all that is. Now, I am the first one to say that, yes, I get it. You know, pot meets kettle. I am a mother. I make fun of fucking people. And later on today, in this very stream, I'm gonna make fun of people who are fucking closed-minded. But it's not in a sense of me thinking that I'm better than them, or in a sense of me thinking that, oh, they're just they aren't deserving of just a better ideology. I'm not better than them. Matter of fact, shit, I may actually go into a little bit of my story. Me being in a different position isn't better. It's the whole idea that you actually see, and this is where my commentary come in, so brace yourself, people. It's that whole ideology you see where people will actually tell you that you should be happy because of this, because somebody has it better. It's a trick of getting you to fucking hate other people who are in a worse situation and make you feel like you're better than them because you just have it better. No, that is backward ass thinking. But let's Dr. West, continue.
Real quick, what's the difference?
Hope means you're going to keep moving regardless what the circumstances are. No matter what the evidence is, you keep loving, you keep fighting for justice. Optimism means, what does the evidence look like? Does it look like it
You're not even looking for evidence. You're just
not
hopeful.
looking for evidence. That's exactly right.
Well, let me say this. I am hopeful.
This is the shit that kind of pisses me off, because when you have a person like this, oh my God, you can't argue with them. You can't sit back and say, fuck, I'm going to be mad. This is a person that you just cannot be mad about. You can hate his ideology, but when it comes down to it, you see the shit and you be like, damn. You got to be like, damn. Like, I can't fucking argue this. I can't win an argument with this gentleman. I can't. Because he's going to hit you with that, hey, like, we should do this. No, that's stupid. But it'll help you out. And it'll make sure that there's no enemy. Like, that's that person. That is who Cornel West is. That is what he exudes. Just this whole thing of just like, hey, let's help out everybody. No, let's help out everybody. No, fuck everybody. Come on. And you actually get that. You actually get that feeling where it's just like, I don't know. But let's continue.
And I'm also optimistic and confident that folks who took the time to watch and listen to Dr. Cornel West for this very in-depth interview here in Atlantic City at the New Jersey Education Association will be better for it, because they'll be questioning themselves. And I cannot thank you enough. You honor us.
As long as your show is on, that's a sign of hope right there.
I'm using that endorsement, Dr. West.
Oh, please. And I say yes.
Thank you.
I'm in your corner, brother.
Appreciate it. We are in yours.
No,
I'm Steve Adubato. That, way more importantly, is Dr. Cornel West. And we thank you for staying with us. Catch you next time.
Like, God damn it. Like, that is it. That is. Specifically, that is how you address social justice. That's how you address social justice, where it's just like, yo, we can be better than this. What, you're saying that I'm stupid? No, we can be better than this. It's never. And you can actually hear that it's not accusatory. Even when he had the issue where he's talking about how the only people that he said, he didn't even say that when he was even criticizing Barack Obama, it was never, oh, he's just a bad person. He says he's misguided. Like, this is the level of Christianity that so few Christians actually aspire to. Let's go another video. I'm gonna go to another video, and this is one that I want to actually make sure I address. Hold on, let me pull it up. Okay. It should be in my history feed. Here we go.
The various ways in which
Now, let's talk about the fucking and we're gonna skip around a little bit because of just I try my best not to platform supremacists on my fucking channel, but this is a unique situation, and I want to say this. And Dr. West has a lot more compassion in his heart than I do. But I'm gonna say, fuck Tucker Carlson. Just like fuck him. Fuck him in particular. Because he views people who are not white as dirty and non-American and all this other good bullshit. Let's like, and then the framing that he actually puts on this, like, the left is becoming socialist. Tucker, you for corporate socialism. And you know what it's called when the government actually helps support corporate socialism and the oppression of a specific groups? I forget. It was a nationalization of businesses, and they said they were socialist in name. National Socialist. I wonder what that is in German. I don't know. Just let's continue.
Deportations everywhere in the United States. In New York, the DSA has demanded the abolition of profits, prisons, cash bail, and borders. Not all democratic socialists have the...
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. The abolishment of profits. Because we know that profits are so important to everybody. They're more important in some cases than people. Why would somebody want to abolish that? Profits, because for some people they're more important than people. Prisons? Oh, yeah. We don't have prisons now. We have hold people for fucking profit. Oh, it's almost like getting rid of the first part. All right, let's go. Cash bail. Where most people that is affected by bail are people that can't afford it. Not to mention the people who are disproportionately targeted by the police. I don't know why they would want to get rid of that shit, but let's continue.
The same views on everything, but that gives you some idea. Unlimited, uncontrolled immigration into the U.S., coupled with race-based reparations, the abolition of prisons, and by extension, law and order itself, and a massive expansion of the welfare state financed by an economic system that does not recognize profit.
Your point. I know somebody who received most of his money from being the stepson of an heiress of the Tyson family fortune. I know money isn't a thing to you pretty much, because your father married rich. I guess, no, I'm going to keep that out of the thing, but it would make sense for people who are struggling that this would fucking help them out. And I'm sorry, the only people that's scared of borders are, to me, my assessment is people who scared that other people that don't look like them may be coming to take away something from you. Oh, they ain't taking shit away from me. One, I hardly got shit for them to take away from me. Two, there are jobs that I know I'm not able to do. And it's not that I'm too good for them. I just don't have the wherewithal to do it. Just like my job, most people don't have the wherewithal to do it. But let's continue.
How would that work exactly? Has it ever worked in any country in the world? Those suddenly seem like relevant questions. At this pace, a Democratic socialist could get the Democratic nomination at some point and be elected president. So we thought it was a perfect moment to speak to possibly the most famous of all advocates for democratic socialism, Cornel West. He's a professor at Harvard. He's an honorary co-chair of the Democratic Socialists of America, and he joins us tonight. Cornel, thank you for coming on.
No, thank you, and it's good to be in dialogue with you once again, though, brother.
Yes, it is. So to give us some sense of what democratic socialism...
Like he just totally disarms him in the first few seconds of that conversation. Like, how the fuck do I respond? He's a brown person, and I'm not nice to brown people. And he says it's nice to be with you, brother. Like, this is a total disarming thing. Like, yeah, what's up, man? How are you doing today, my brother? So Tucker has two decisions. Do I respond like, yeah, it's nice, or yeah, we're brothers, but he's brown and he's respected, and I can't pull the same type of shit that I will pull with other people. But let's continue.
Is. Can you point to an example, an extant example of it that works? Venezuela seems like an example of democratic socialism. Would you say that it is? And if so, does it work?
So this is the rant that's fucking awesome. Like, listen to this shit. So you hear the right wing talk about Venezuela. Oh, this is socialism that doesn't work. Now, they never mention the Norwegian companies or the Nordic countries, the countries where it's really cold and it's really fucking cold and it's dark 3 fucking months out of the year. They never mention that shit. They never mention that shit. They always mention a country where we had fucking influence to try to fuck them over because reasons. No, it's not even just because reasons. It's because we wanted the fucking oil and they wouldn't give us the oil like we wanted to. But let's continue.
No, I don't think that democratic socialism as an ideal has been able to be embodied in a larger social context. There's different forms of it. Some are bad, some are medium, some are better. But the fundamental commitment is to the dignity of ordinary people and to make sure they can live lives of decency. So it's not an ism, no, brother. It's about decency. It's about fairness. Right. It's about the accountability of the powerful vis-a-vis those who have less power. At the workplace, women dealing with the household, gays, lesbians, trans, black people, indigenous peoples, immigrants. How do we ensure that they are treated decently and that the powerful don't in any way manipulate, subjugate, and exploit them?
Well, I mean, if that's what democratic socialism is, then I'm basically on board. I do.
like he just hit it with all of them. He just hit it with all of them. Talking about trans rights, talking about women's rights, talking about indigenous people's rights, talking about black people's rights, talking about everybody who's affected by a system, of talking about all their rights, talking about workers' rights. How do you even respond to that? As Tucker Carlson, where he's like, well, brown people are dirty. Literally, he said, he had an interview where he says that, well, this place looks, these people don't look American. I'm like, dude, fuck you. And yet, he is fucking stumped because he's like, it's about everybody. We got to fight for all rights. And Tucker Carlson has to fucking agree. Oh, that's fucking awesome. It is fucking awesome. But let's continue.
I think that ordinary people, middle-class people, ought to have dignity. And I think that our current systems make it hard for them to have dignity. So I agree with all of that. But the details matter. And that's
precisely why, that's why Albert Einstein, Helen Keller, Norman Thomas, Eugene Debs, Martin Luther King Jr., Ella Baker, we can go on and on. They're all...
Yes! See, and this is the shit that, this is it. This is why I hate these identitarian politics, because there was a time where they said that King would be on their side. No, King wouldn't, dog. Any time you have a group that is being oppressed because any reason other than the fact that they're a specific way, dog, King wouldn't be on your side, man. But this is like a little rant. Let's continue.
Democratic Socialist, Michael Harrington, one of the great founders of Democratic Socialism of America. I've been a member for 36 years.
I understand, but has it struck you as interesting that it's never actually worked anywhere? So the question is not what are our goals. Our goals are the same. How do we get there is the question. So what happened in Venezuela?
Like, look at him. He's like, yeah, no, it didn't work anywhere. It didn't work anywhere. It didn't work anywhere. And Dr. West is just laughing about it like, ha. Let me break it down some more.
They call that democratic socialism, but they don't have toilet paper, and it's less equal than ever.
But part of the problem is, though, brothers, that any time there's been the attempts of ordinary people to engage in self-determination, They can get crushed by external nations. Look at U.S. policies toward Venezuela has been very, very ugly. Nicaragua in the same way. We saw that in so many other instances where countries tried to engage in self-determination, and they either get crushed, they either get coerced, and they end up oftentimes responding to that kind of authoritarian treatment. So we've never had a chance to really pull it off. So it's only been a movement so far. It's an attempt to resist the greed at the top, the racism, the sexism, the homophobia, the various ways in which humanity is violated rather than affirmed.
So here's just to the detail.
Oh God, like, and we've seen Professor Wolf talk about this. Communism or socialism has not been tried. It hasn't. You've had totalitarian governments. You've had governments where they are trying to do some social reform to actually respond to their people. You actually have it where it's originally a movement, and yet and still, these people who want to do nothing but get their precious, precious power, get their precious, precious wealth, they come and co-opt the movement. The Soviet Union wasn't socialist. They were literally state communists and ran the fucking government as one big military industrial complex. And that's coming from somebody who lives in the fucking USA. But let's continue.
Details quickly. The DSA of New York, which is certainly one of the biggest in the countly, recently
and
said...
thank God for Sister Alexandria. She's my dear sister and comrade. Absolutely.
So they said that they're against...
He's like, yeah, thank you. Thank you for somebody who still looks different from me, but is still a fucking comrade. Let's continue.
Borders, profits, and prisons. What would a country without prisons look like? What would you do with murderers, for example, or rapists? Where would you put them with no prisons?
Well, I mean, when they say prisons, they're talking about the kinds of prisons we have at the present. If you have sites of rehabilitation, education, ways in which transformation can take place, you and I ourselves, you're Episcopalian, I'm Baptist. We're Christians, right? We believe all human beings are made not just an image of God, but they can be changed, they can be transformed when the right kind of intervention takes place. That's what people mean in the socialist movement when they talk about the elimination of the kind.
Okay, so look at this stupid look on his face. Like, wait, what do you mean that Christians are supposed to be forgiving and people should change? Why don't you fall for the trap that I'm putting out there that you're saying that criminals should run free? Why aren't you? Why are you using the same teachings my Christ actually used to tell people that you should actually learn to forgive people? Why are you being difficult and not buying into the hate?
The prisons that are in place.
So what they really mean is better prisons.
And
Maybe they
rapists
should
and
be
others.
more... Okay, so what about borders, though?
You can have isolation, you can have distance, but you don't give up on them. And most importantly, you don't view them in the vicious through the lens of being less than human, that they can bounce back, they can be better.
So if a government's obligation is to its own citizens, and you drop the borders and have no border enforcement at all, what would happen to this country? What would happen to the poor people in this country with their lives?
It's not about poor people. Like, literally, if it's about poor people, he is literally making a case that the only people that matter are poor Caucasian people. That's literally. Immigration doesn't affect poor people. Immigration, having a border, does not affect poor people. It doesn't. There is not a poor person that says that would actually say, if it wasn't for immigrants, I'll be rich. That's not how this works. Tucker, that's disingenuous. You know what they say? I lost a job because somebody else took it. Now, that is an implicit indictment on the fact that multinational corporations are actually having us bid against each other to try to make sure we have a standard of living. That's what that is, Tucker. But let's continue.
Lives get better? Would they become more prosperous? No. This country would become poorer, dirtier, impossible to manage. It would be flooded with the poor of the world, and it would destroy our country instantly.
And again, here we go with the poor people are immigrants are dirty. This is that bullshit. This is that bullshit I'm talking about. Immigrants are dirty. Why is my camera reversed? This is my right hand looking towards the camera. Okay, yeah. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. Immigrants are dirty. But let's continue.
So why would you say no borders?
Well, I mean, again, no, you got a variety of voices in the Democratic Socialists of America. We like a jazz orchestra. You got different perspectives and orientations. We all don't agree on one particular policy all the time. This is true in terms of Israeli occupation of Palestinians. Some are in the middle, some are much more critical, like myself. The question is, how do you keep track of the rich humanity of Mexican brothers and sisters, of those coming from Latin America, those coming from Africa, those coming from Haiti, and those coming from Europe and Asia? That's the important thing. We know the history of America, other than indigenous peoples and Africans who've been enslaved, was to open the borders, to bring folk in, to allow people to gain access. But it's not a matter of no borders at all. It's a matter of how do you ensure that their dignity is affirmed when they arrive, so that you don't end up having the kind of neo-fascist policies of the Trump administration separating these precious children from their mothers and fathers.
That's silly, as you well know. But how do you...
Oh, whoa. It is neo-fascist to separate people based on a specific place of origin. It's fascist in nature. It's neo-fascist because they just say, well, it's not the same thing. No, it's not. It's just new. It's just silly because we should be doing it. Like, what the fuck, Tucker? Really, Tucker? Let's continue.
How do you think that the descendants of Americans... But hold on. How do you think the descendants of American slaves benefit when you bring in 25 million illegal immigrants from the third world? Does that elevate?
So, first of all, as much as people try, being human is not illegal. Being human is not illegal. No person is fucking illegal. As long as everybody lives on this spinning fucking mud ball in this small speck of fucking space, nobody is fucking illegal. Here's the thing. We're all fucking human. I'm just saying it. We're all human. No one has a right specifically, and this is where I kind of lean on the border, not border type bullshit. Because when you talk to people like this that say that, I'm a fan of border because a border dictates where laws actually stop and end. And there are states who are, and I say states, nation states who are, quite frankly, fucking oppressive other than the U.S. But it's cool. Like, in a non-border world, those states may actually run roughshod over other people. But this is my argument for there should be no borders. Shit like this. When you try to illegalize being a fucking human, how dare you? The descendants of American slaves. When we get full rights, then we can actually, like, seriously. This is that play one part against the other bullshit. That's what this is. This is, well, you're better than them. And I just can't get over the fact that he says bringing 25 million illegal immigrants is going to make the country more dirtier. Like, God damn it, Tucker. You're a fucking racist. I know, like, Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks actually tried to defend you because it sounded like you cared about other people, like the, workers, but at some point, even he was like, I can't defend this shit. I can't defend this shit. Because we know that you mean that white people aren't dirty. And that's just... To actually say that shit and see somebody who believes that just... I don't know. It makes me feel dirty to think that you actually believe that. Let's continue.
Poor Americans? I don't see any evidence that they get richer or happier when you bring in more poor people. You ignore their problems. That's why we don't pay any attention to their problems
My dear brother, but if we were having this discussion 100 years ago and you had millions of people coming from Jew-hating Europe, Irish-hating Britain, and Ireland, I mean, all the folk who came into the making of slices of this nation, did it not allow for the kind of coming together in which poor and working people would be able to straighten their backs up and speak with dignity and decency about issues that affect all of us? That's the history of the nation, with the exception of the African slaves and the precious indigenous peoples. So the idea that somehow now that the immigrants are here, and a lot of the immigrants who've only been here 1 or 2 generations now become the definitive authority defining what it is to be an American. How hypocritical can you get? I've been here 9 generations coming out of enslaved people, and I can still embrace my Mexican brothers and sisters. I can embrace a whole host of others coming from around the world. But it's not just a matter of no borders. I don't believe in just no borders myself.
So, and this is the thing. It's like, dude, it's fucking hypocritical. It is fucking hypocritical for you to actually sit back and say that, well, immigrants make the world, make the U.S. dirtier. Oh, really? Mr. Western culture, white descent person. Really, immigrants make the U.S. dirty. Who are the first immigrants that made the U.S. dirty? That is fucking hypocritical. But let's continue.
It's a question of making sure their dignity is affirmed when they get here.
Then you got to get a hold of the DSA of New York's Twitter account, because they're saying
we got a number of voices in DSA. I love them. We believe in disagreement. We believe in disagreement. You were just talking about disagreement in terms of defending civil liberties. I believe in protecting civil liberties. Yours, mine, Page's, Bernie Sanders, Mumia Abu-Jabal's, a whole host of folk. But we have to be consistent. It can't just be right wing.
You always lose me at the end, Cornel. Thank you so much for coming on. I hope you will come back. Cornel West.